Alright, so in just a few short days, we'll be leaving to ride the Arizona Trail. We're bike packing it, which is like backpacking, but instead of all of your gear going on your back, it goes onto your bike. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of explain what I'm taking, what I'm doing with it. Not a lot of people know about bike packing, and my friends and family always ask me about it, so I figured I'd make a video of everything that was going to be on my bike and how I was packing it. So to start off, I'm riding a Giant Talon 2. It's a 29-inch wheel, Maxxis Icon tubeless tires, Shimano M315 brakes, and yeah, it's a good bike. I just got it a month ago. It's been riding pretty nice. Wanted to go with something a little better, but this one was in my price range, so this is what I'm rolling with. We'll start in the back here. I'm riding mostly Revelet design bags. They make a great product, very water resistant, very functional. So the first piece is the saddle bag, and this is the Revelet Terrapin. And what's nice about this bag is the dry bag slides out of it and the rest of it stays on there. So in this dry bag, I am running my sleep system. Got a Mountain Hardwear. This is the Flame. It's a 21-degree bag. Probably a little overkill for the trail, but you can always take clothes off and sleep outside of the sleeping bag if you have to. That's easier than wishing you would have had something a little bit beefier. And what's nice about this is I sleep very cold from like my thighs down to my feet, and my chest is usually hot. And this is a middle zip instead of a side zip like you see, so I can vent myself pretty well. I love this sleeping bag. I've had it for about a year. Use it in Utah, Arizona quite a bit, and it's been really good. And the second item that I have in the seat bag is my bivy. It's an Alp Kit Hunka. Just packs right down into itself. And this is basically a waterproof, windproof, bug-proof, anything-proof barrier that will go on the outside of my sleeping bag. And it gives you a little bit extra warmth. Kind of traps the heat in there a little bit. It's not the most breathable, and I'll probably only sleep in it in cold nights or if we run into some snow or some rain. But it's pretty good. I've used it a few times, and I really like it so far. I guess we'll just move from the back of the bike to the front. So next up is the Revelet Jerry Can. I don't have too much fun stuff in here. I got like a bike tool. I have some straps, and I'll get to this in a little bit later, explain what those are for. Some chamois cream to put on your butt, because it can rub a little raw sometimes depending on how you're riding. And some sealant for the tubeless tires and some chain lube. So that's all I'm running in there. There's two others riding with me, Seth and Kevin. So Seth has most of the tools and the bike parts. I'm carrying a lot of the camera gear, and Kevin's carrying a lot of the food. So we're kind of splitting things up a little evenly. So I don't need too many bike parts, or like my bike pump. I'm not bringing any of that. He's bringing all that with him. Next we have the Revelet Ranger frame bag. This is an awesome bag. You can fit a ton of stuff in here. Big hefty zip, so all my heavy stuff is going to go inside of here, and just pulling some things out. I have these little tin cans that I'm keeping some medicine, Advil, allergy stuff in there. I'm keeping that in here with some toothpaste and a chopped down toothbrush. So that's like kind of where my medicine and my little toiletries will go in these two little like card tin cans. I have some more of straps. Night Eyes makes these. They're like really big twist ties. Like I said, I'll get to that in a little bit. And then we pretty much just get to camera gear and electronic stuff, because I am filming a little mini movie while we're out there. So Just have like my camera batteries and my SD cards. Drone charger, camera charger, cell phone and power brick charger. Little bag of electronics, some headphones, cables, things like that. Very light. Extra drone battery. And my power brick. So I got this off of Amazon. It is RAV Power. It's a Qualcomm quick charge. Charges up real fast in like 5 hours. I can get 6 to 7 charges on my iPhone 10 out of this. So that's pretty nice. So that'll keep my cell phone going for when I need it. And have a headlamp, Black Diamond Storm. Had this for a long time. I really like it. And titanium spork for eating. Down at the bottom, I have a Climate Static V sleeping pad. Definitely gonna like this up north. Might not use it too much when we get down in the desert. Just depends on what the sleeping terrain is gonna look like, but I'll be glad I have it at least for the first part of the trip. And then I also have a 2-liter Camelback bladder in here. And you can see the straw is routed out here to the front, and I can bend down and sip water out of that whenever I need to. Then up front, I have a couple of feed bags. This is the Revelit Design gas tank, and the only thing that's really going to go in here is going to be food, power bars, big bars. I have a bunch of like Scratch Labs, hydration mixes. It's kind of like Gatorade, but a little bit better in my opinion. So all that's going to go in there is going to be purely food, junk food, snacks, and stuff along the way. Here's a Revelit Designs feed bag. This is real nice. It's an insulated bag. I can put one of my water bottles in here. I can put some food in there. Whatever I need to put as far as food or hydration goes can go into this pocket. And then I have a Bedrock's Tapeats feed bag. And this is a little bit different than the other bags. It has a really nice Velcro enclosure. It's like a quick close, quick open. And what I'm keeping in here is my camera. So I'm bringing out my Canon M3. It's a real small camera. It takes really good pictures, really good video. Not sure if I'm bringing out my full Canon 7D Mark II DSLR full-size camera. It's a lot of weight. Still deciding on that, but this camera is going to roll with me up front, so I have quick access to it, take pictures, take video while we're out there. Moving on to the front, I have a Revelit Designs Sweet Roll, and this is where all my clothes are going to be. So this is another dry bag. It unrolls. And in here I have my North Face Thermoball down jacket, real light, real packable. Have a head wrap from REI, a lot warmer than it looks. Couple pair of gloves, fleece ones and work gloves, for if I get a little colder. The weather's supposed to be pretty good up north, so I'm not expecting it to be too cold. I won't need big bulky gloves. I have a Black Diamond thermal layer. It's a real thin pullover, but it's Polar Tech. I really like the material. Keeps me really warm, has some nice pockets on it. I've had this for a couple years now. Backpacked with it in Canada and Utah, Arizona, West Virginia, you name it. It's kept me really warm, it's really lightweight. And I might end up just shipping it back home eventually when we get down to the desert, but I'll have this for up north. I found these online. They're called Hot Sockies. And instead of riding with shoe covers, you wear these inside of your shoes, and they're like a thermal layer over your toes, real nice and thin. I'm going to give these a go, see how they work out. Just have some thermal pants, Nike Dry Fit. Extra socks for sleeping in, so you have nice clean feet at the end of the day. Extra riding jersey. Some sun sleeves. and an extra pair of riding shorts. A few other things I have on the bike would be these SKS top cages. Pretty unique design for putting water bottles pretty much anywhere. I'm keeping those down on the fork. People run like the Salsa Anything cage. These are a little bit cheaper. They go right on, right off. It's Velcro. They're pretty sturdy. And I have a Nevo bike light, runs off of 3 AA batteries. Just slides on and off. Pretty bright. Used that last weekend and it worked pretty well. And I just have this bike bell that I've been really enjoying the past couple weeks. And the last bag I have is this Bedrocks bag at the bottom. And in that I'm keeping another water bottle. This is my Hydro Blue bottle. There's a full water filter inside of it. These guys were nice enough to sponsor us. So anytime we need to filter water, we're running low on water, we can take it straight out of streams, out of cattle troughs, water tanks, pretty much anywhere. Really nice bottle, and I'm keeping that down at the bottom to keep the weight low. So that's my bike setup and everything that's going to be inside of it. I've weighed it a few times with a few different setups, and without water it's floating anywhere between like 39 to 42 pounds, so with some water on it we're going to get up into the 40s, probably like 45, 46 pounds. But it's a good setup. I tested it out pretty good a weekend ago and I really like it. A few other things I have is this Osprey Stratos 26 liter bag. So the reason why I have a real big bag is because we have to cross the Grand Canyon and you're not allowed to ride your bikes in the Grand Canyon. So I will have to break my bike down and strap it to my backpack and hike across the canyon, about 21 miles. So this is a nice bag. It has a full frame inside of it, full wire frame, nice ventilation, real thick straps, good hip straps to keep some of the weight off of your back. So that's why I'm going with a little bit of a bigger bag. I have some trekking poles that we'll use for the hike, and I'll send them back whenever we're done. I will no longer need them. And the only thing I have inside of here is my drone and a few other pieces of camera equipment, but it's pretty light, it's not bad. And once we get out of the canyon and move a little bit closer to the desert, I'm going to ship out a few things, and I have an Osprey Escapist 18 backpack I've had for a couple years. I really like this, it's nice and lightweight. It fits a surprising amount, it's an 18 liter bag, and I'll run with this for the rest of the trail. And I'm also riding flat pedals on the bike. I have race face Chester pedals that are going to go on here. And a lot of guys ride clipless. I'm not overly confident in my technical riding, so I do like to be able to get my feet off the bike quickly. And there's also going to be a lot of hike-a-biking, where basically it's just too steep, too rocky, the terrain's too crappy to ride, so you have to get off, walk your bike up it, as well as the Grand Canyon crossing. So I like to go with some trail runners. These are the Saucony Peregrine 7s, I believe. And I just got these, gonna break them in, go for a few runs with them before the trip. But I really like these, they're super light, and I think they're gonna do well. And as far as what I'm wearing while I'm riding, just some Pearl Izumi riding gloves, I have some Arizona socks, just your standard pair of Pearl Izumi bibs, and then we got some jerseys customized for us by Hanyo, and just some sponsors and some people that helped out. We have their logos on here. So that is my entire setup for the trail. I think it's going to work out great. Like I said, I tested the setup out last weekend for an overnight. A lot of climbing in the mud and in the snow. Very cold. Everything worked out great, and I don't think I'm going to need any more. I can probably get away with less, but it's always nice to have a little bit more than you need and not wish you had it with you later. So that's it.